Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yes, the day is dawned. It's the 8th of January, the first of the 50 for 50 half marathon challenge. Alhamdulillah, we're hoping to, through this challenge, raise enough funds to kit out 50 schools, each learner with a pair of school shoes. And alhamdulillah, we started with the Back to My Roots run. And as you can see, the background, number 10, Lady May Street. Well, the garage that I was born in is actually behind this, and the neighbors are still here. Uncle Faruqi and his family is still here. Auntie Lana just on the other side. So we're going to be meandering our way through Garlandale Primary, Garlandale High, the Madrasa, and then we make our way through Athlone and Belgravia. All these points where that's rather significant in one's life. And you know what? The guy actually making this video, he actually got up early enough to support me on this. And shukran to Faisal. He's very nervous. I don't know why, because he's going to be fresh driving in the car. And I'm going to be running. So Salih, if you can come around, Salih, this, welcome to the 50 for 50 project. No, Salih is not 50 years of age. He felt sorry for a 50-year-old, and he said, okay, he's going to be accompanying me today on the first run, inshallah. And Yusuf Daniels is his nephew, his uncle, and yeah, he's here today, and alhamdulillah, so he knows that he's not supposed to run faster than myself, because like I said, I am the 50-year-old in that sense. Follow us on Facebook as we go along. The banking details will be posted, inshallah. And I'm happy and pleased to say that just before we started running, I shared with Sufyan, who's going to be doing the lead out running. He looks good in his kit over there. Is that our first 1,000 Rand has been deposited, alhamdulillah. Shukran to the anonymous donors for that. And again, we didn't even put a foot on the ground, and 1,000 Rand is in the account. And that's almost 5 pairs of school shoes, alhamdulillah, that we can. So please support us. Just donate as much as you can. Remember, it's a full year 2021, so don't rush it. It's a half marathon or a marathon. Take your time. Every month a pair. That's okay. We don't want everything at one time. Okay? All the best, inshallah, until we chat again. So this is significant because as I was coming from Athlone, my daddy buying me my first pair of Puma soccer boots, my Buddha was coming from Carson Avenue, and when the two met, my Buddha had just taken the biggest puff in his life, and he walked into my daddy, and he didn't know where to blow out, and smoke was coming out of his ears and his nose. And that's where he was caught smoking, on this corner of Lawrence and Carson Avenue. So that's historical over here. And when he's going to watch this, I hope I'm going to bring back good memories to him. What was significant about this place on the corner of Carson Avenue and Birdwood Street, this is where we moved to after Lady May Street. This was our second, my second place of existence. But we had the whole block all the way around there, and if you look around the corner, that's where A.B. Adams used to live. The A.B. Adams, stalwart within the Sackers fraternity. Uncle Amin Albertine, his son Shamil Albertine lived there. Yusuf Khan lived on that corner over here. But what was significant, just here where the spole is, there used to be a massive tree within our property. And we used to hide in the tree. That's where we learned to climb a tree, hid in there. And when the trains passed, you know what any naughty boy would do, and we used to pelt the trains hiding in the tree as well. And where we're going to pass, where St. Al-Azhar is now, where the rail crossing is, one of the learners and friends of mine whilst at Garlandale Primary, her name was Gail succumbed to a life there as well. She had crossed the crossing, and her foot got stuck between two of the rails, and she couldn't loosen her foot in time, and she got knocked down by a train. That still reverberates freshly in my mind, how one of my primary school friends lost her life just further down where Al-Azhar is right now. So lots of memories. This is where I played cricket. This was our soccer field the pavement on the side. Miss Williams, she was amazing. She had the best garden ever. We had to beg to get our ball back, but yeah, that was there. And this was the tennis court. This was Wimbledon, during Wimbledon time. This was Roland Garros at the time. Lines were drawn and we'd play cricket. This is where I sharpened the love for cricket. And this is where we went to from Athlone Station to Ottery Station to play for Victoria Cricket Club, which was the first club I played for. So lots of memories just flowing back over here. So on the corner of Thornton Road and St. Simon's Road, and the picture just before this at Kromboom Park where the cricket nets were, it was on that day as a 12-year-old coming from Belgravia going towards practice, and all the kids were congregating here. And at that time, the 1985 riots, everything was rife. So as they were congregating here on my way to cricket practice, well, my objective was to get to the practice grounds. But obviously we had passed here and we'd stood here and be part of looking at what was happening, because trucks were being stoned, and it was the height of the demonstrations at the time. I just left to get to training when 10 minutes after that the tragedy struck, the infamous Trojan horse opportunity that came in with the families and the kids who lost their lives in that tragic part of our South African history. But it was part of it. Allah knows best. 10 minutes later, I'd have been part of what had happened, but Allah had a plan, and that was significant at this point in time. And just across the road is where Shanaz Giri and Nadia Giri has been infamous in everything that we've been doing through various NGOs. Our mommy Auntie Kuli and her husband has had this property for eons and years. They make the best Salomies at the moment, which I list for at the moment now because we're 5 kilometers into the run. But yeah, come and support Auntie Kuli. Globe, Super It. They sell Salomies on a Wednesday, Gatsby's on a Friday, Acne on a Sunday, with that other guy down Kromboom Road don't sell bread in Acne anymore. But yes, Shanaz and Nadia, here's advertising for your mom, Auntie Kuli. People come, the best Salomies ever in Cape Town, and it's 2 for 40 Rand on a Wednesday. So we're in front of Al Baraka Bank in Athlone, and through the mercy and good friend of our Deeb Abrams, been a proud sponsor of the Million Rand Challenge for 2 years, that had helped so many underprivileged schools. So Al Baraka Bank has played a big role in me trying to raise funds for underprivileged schools and projects. So big ups to them, and inshallah we make dua that they can come on board with this project as well. What is now a parking lot at Wembley Roadhouse, this is the parking lot. This used to be the third home that we lived in, on the corner of First Avenue and Densworth Road in Belgravia. So this used to be our house right next to the Congregational Church, and after church on a Sunday people would come to my mom next door and they'd buy their kusistas there. Where that storage facility for Wembley is now, Eunice used to live there, a lady that used to be in charge of the ladies at the Roadhouse, and that's how my relationship with Roadhouse came about. She used to bring us some liquor snacks in the evening after work, and yeah, she's still been a close friend of all of us. But it's a parking lot now. This used to be our house in Belgravia. Well, what more can I say? I'm metamorphosized, and previously it was known as SNS. This is what kept me from doing drugs, living on the street, or just falling along the wayside in the cracks. This squash courts was my place of safety. especially during the uprising. We'd hide in here. We'd be given the keys to come and train at 5 o'clock in the morning. That's a squash is the first love for me. Skinny youngster. This was the sport that just made everything equal. My opponents were much bigger. They were more bulkier, but you know what? This was my safe haven, and I'm so happy that this is part of the 50 for 50 challenge, back to my roots, because this was my true roots. Alhamdulillah, beautiful Friday morning once again. We're just about almost halfway through the first of our 50 for 50 challenge half marathons. I find myself at a place that has deep roots within my life now, part of the College of Cape Town, the Crawford campus, but for everybody better known as Hewitt College of Education. This is where I had sharpened and cut my teeth to be a teacher and educator. And alhamdulillah, shukr Allah for granting me that opportunity for 4 years. What happened behind these gates, I mean, we can write books, volumes of books of what had happened, and today, alhamdulillah, I'm thankful for being an educator. So very important roots that's happening here, Hewitt College of Education. And just there we go, 14 k's into the race. We're in Claremont now, Harvey Road. Auntie Laney lived down here where the mosque is, right next to the mosque. This is 2nd Avenue. This is where my dad lived, at that semi-detached house just further down over there. And when we're going to go to Princess Street, that is where my mom lived. Sheikh Gabriel's family lived also just in and around the area over here. As you can see, due to forced removals, many of the families had to move out of Claremont. The only house that's still there is the one next to the house. But this is part of our roots: 2nd Avenue, Harvey Road, Princess Street, and Durham Avenue. All part. My dad went to Rosmead Primary, which we passed as well. So this is true roots. This is where our Muslim community flourished in the Claremont area, and I'm happy to be back. Guys, we got 1.5 k's to go, Rondebosch Golf Club. But my dad wasn't allowed to be a member of the golf club, but we'd come here on Boxing Day, Christmas Day, New Year's Day, 2nd New Year, all the public holidays. They'll bring us here, teach us how to swing a golf club, caddies days, jumping over the fence in Saveran Park. That was the only time we could use the Rondebosch Golf Club. Today, myself and my brother are proud members of Rondebosch Golf Club, playing on an equal playing field, and we always keep my dad and all the other talented golfers in mind who never had the opportunity to be members of this club. So a very historic place to end off our run today. Well done to this young man sticking with us, and also the guy that's going to turn around now. Well done to him also. And Salih. Well done, Salih.
Salih still needs 200 meters.
Guys, that was challenge number 1, alhamdulillah. Said, let's check it out. The watch doesn't lie. Come now. New record, that's what it says. New record, new record, new record. Fastest off, fastest off, fastest off. Fastest off. There we go. 21.1. 2 hours 18. 6:33. Oh my goodness. Isn't that great for a 50-year-old? Come on, all of you. You can do the same. Follow the banking details and make today's run count even more. Until we speak to you soon. Assalamu alaikum.